turn the kick down here. Let's see, where's the drum kit? There it is. Let's dampen it a little bit. Hey Bob, how's the sound? Is it okay or is it a little distorted? Can't tell on my end. I mean, I can see the meter. I'm in the yellow, so I don't know if I'm too hot. I can turn down here too. Maybe I could turn that snare down a little bit. Hi-hat's always good to have up because it's the thing that's often the thing it's subdividing the rhythm. Let me see. All right. And I don't know how most of you are listening through laptop speakers, which are tiny and don't have a lot of bottom end, or if you're going through a desktop computer or your phone. Hey Joseph. Hey Gary. Good to see you again. Oh, the alert popped up. Good. Yeah, so I'm just listening to this groove. It's Drummer from Logic, but there's the application called Drummer is also in GarageBand. So if you have any Mac product, including an iPhone, it's in there. This is the Roots drummer under Roots songwriter. So there's several different genres: rock, alternative, songwriter, R&B, electronic, hip hop. I don't know what's the last one here. Is it percussion? Yeah, percussion. And this one is songwriter. It's the Roots songwriter. The drummer's name is Mason. It sounds like a Roots. It sounds like he's got a beard. They got a little graphic there. And so the pattern I'm using is called Backroads. It's the first one that loads. And listening to it, it's pretty sparse. It's just got a kick on one and the and of four. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. So if I were writing a song and I dropped this in for inspiration, my tempo is 100 BPM. Not exactly kind of an up-tempo country thing. It's a little bit of a mid-tempo. But I might do something like this. 2, 3. So what I'm doing there is I'm just going to go 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically going G to C, but I'm doing a leading tone, and a leading tone is the note that's one below the chord root, a half step below. That's a leading tone. A whole step wouldn't technically be a leading tone, in my opinion. It still has some strong tendency towards the root. But the half step really wants to go there. So I'm using that leading tone trick to kind of get me into the next chord. And a couple things happen. So we're going to do acoustic grooves today, which is probably more common for most of you. I do a lot of electric stuff. In fact, I've got sessions this week where I'm doing a lot of wah-wah funk stuff, which will be fun. But probably most of you are playing acoustic. So So I'm just kind of doing a B into a C2 chord and an F sharp into the G chord. And the G chord is a 5. Ram Guitar, good to see you. Good morning. You're very welcome. John Y, good to see you. God bless you, man. A great movie on Stars, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, about secret mission World War II. Ian Fleming. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. I don't have Stars though. Yeah, where the James Bond. Well, also wasn't. I mean, Ian Fleming was, but was Roald Dahl also? I don't remember if Roald Dahl was the guy that created Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. If he was a spy during World War II, I can't remember. But Ian Fleming was an actual kind of James Bond. So yeah, that's kind of what this groove kind of inspired. Now, if I change the beat, let's see what happens. I'm going to make this, go to beat there, make it a little busy. Oh, wow. Boom, 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 boom. A little 16th in there. Okay, that's an interesting. Boom, 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 boom. So we have the 1 and 3 and 3, 1 and 3, 4 and 3. So what's happening there is you have a kick hit. He's Mason, our root songwriter drummer, is hitting a kick on 1, the end of 2, and on 3. Boom. Boom, boom. Before we had just 1 and the end of 4. Very, very simple. It's far more complex. And then, so we have the 1, the end of 2, downbeat of 3, and then we have 3 upbeats in a row. The end of 4, the end of 1, and the end of 2 leading into the 3 again. 1, 2, and 3, and 3. 1, and 3, and 3. Yeah, then there's a little ghost in there. I would remove that probably. And I can do that by taking this drummer thing and dragging it down to a MIDI and then looking at the MIDI. Yeah, so get rid of that one. Is that right? No, that's a snare. Let's see. Oh, I gotta unmute. Oh, and I'm not. What's the? Oh, here. Different drum sound. Let me change the drum sound. Yeah, that ghost I'm not digging. Or that 16th note kick drum sound. So that's the beauty of this. I can go in here and I can edit any part of this I want. So good. Get rid of that one. And then there's another one coming up. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. There's not one here. See, it's interesting. Didn't do it the next 2 times. So the first 2 patterns they did it, but not after that. Okay. All right, so how do I play over that? Okay, so I'm just going to use these 2 chords. I'm just going to go G to C2, but I'm going to use this B note as a transition to the C. So I'm going 1 and 3. And then we've got the end of 4. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and hit two G chords. And to the G over B, back to the C. And so the C is going to land on the same spot every time. It's going to be on the downbeat of 3. That's one idea. That's just one idea. It's not how you play over that. But I might try to make that a little bit more interesting. I could maybe go... no. Go to D. I like kind of how it was, what I did initially. You know, oftentimes your first idea is your best idea. So here's the groove. Sorry. Yeah, it's kind of funky. But get rid of that. All those upward beats kind of make it a little bit funky, but I got rid of the 16th note hits. There's a couple 16th notes on the snare. And also on the hi-hat. But mostly it's an 8th note kind of driving thing. We could... harmony. Can fill it out. So once I get that rhythm down, you can even just start with the bass line. It almost sounds like a Cake song, right? You kind of fill it out, make it more, you know, fuller and more fun almost. And I'm using 16th note strum, so I'm keeping my arm moving, you'll notice. Right? We start here. So we have a consistency, and we have a trained into our right hand that we're going to keep our hand moving. And, you know, we can mute. Yeah, I don't, well, yeah, yeah, usually I go about 60 minutes, Bruce, don't I? Transitioning with that B note sounds really good. Yeah, it's again, that's a leading tone, and I could go to the G. Nah, see, that doesn't quite work. No, that doesn't work either. I could go maybe A. Weird, kind of cool, kind of fun, but you know, but that's if, yeah. And again, you start to, so all I'm doing there is I'm doing that bass line, but I'm hitting down strokes on the basically the top 4 strings. You can hit all the strings, it doesn't really matter, but on 2 and 4, where the snare would be. that gives you your backbeats. They get those two things. It's hard. And you'll notice I'm still moving in the 16th note pattern over here, even though there's not a single 16th note in that pattern. I'm playing on the downbeat, the and of so downbeat on 1, downbeat on 2, and of 2, downbeat of 3, downbeat of 4, upbeat of 4, upbeat of 1, upbeat of 2, the and, same thing, upbeat and is the same. And that implies it's an upstroke, but I'm using downstroke, and that's why I'm having to do a 16th note feel, because I want to hit every one of those notes. All right, I want to hit every one of those notes with a downstroke. In fact, if you do that groove right now, if you play that line with all downstrokes, you're implying that you're kind of in a 16th note thing, because you're playing. Oops. Right there, you could go down, up, down. If you went down, up, down right there, then that would be, you'd be doing an 8th note feel. But if you're doing down on 2 consecutive 8th notes, you're doing hitting downstrokes, that means you're technically going up in between them, correct? Unless your arm is actually literally going all the way around and coming this way, then you're only doing downstrokes. There's no upstroke there. Like Pete Townsend, all right? He never does an upstroke. He just does windmills all day long. Oh man, how big a pain would that be? Well, he does it, and he impaled his hand one time. But if I do, technically, if I'm doing 2 downstrokes in a row on 8th notes, that means that technically I'm, to be able to get back from this B to this C and make them both downstrokes, I have to do an upstroke, right? I'm missing the string. I'm not going. So that if I were to hit the string, it would sound like this. Okay, then it's obvious that the 16th note pattern. But when you're just playing this very simple rhythm, it's not that simple actually, right? It's pretty syncopated. And again, I only got this pattern, I don't know if I've ever even done it before. I only got this pattern from the drum groove that just dropped in. I'm just kind of imitating what the kick drum is doing. All right. And if we were just to do the hits, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just hitting downbeats. Because that's what our bass line does. I can choke down. Technically, for the most part, that is an 8th note feel. So if I'm doing this as an 8th note feel, right, Jesse's Girl. Technically, that's an 8th note feel, but I'm playing all downstrokes. So my hand is technically doing 16th notes, but no one's ever going to hear that 16th note. You don't ever go. You might. Let's see. No, I can't remember how the song goes. Anyway, it's been a long time. Did I ever play that in a band? Oh yeah, I totally played that in a band. I think Malachi did that band. All right, so oh, what's that now? What did you not get a fix? Sorry, Joseph. Guy, there's so many social medias, and I try not to be on them too much. And I created that Facebook page, and I hardly ever check it. Sorry about that. So who are we talking about? Sorry, I'll roll back here and see what you saw them on YouTube in L.A. They're in L.A. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Oh, Joseph. Tom, have you ever heard of Nikhil Corolla and Clayton Joseph Scotty? No. Yeah, I have not. But there's so many. I mean, that's one of the big things in LA to do. And I try to tell young people that come out here, I want to do what you do. And it's like, well, you don't want. Yeah, I mean, you have to have some skills. And then secondly, you have to be willing to wait over 25 years. Are you willing to wait for over 25 years for your career? And everyone says no. But one of the things I tell them, and this is something I didn't know back in the day, and I don't even know if they were around back in the day because of the way music was recorded. It's kind of a newer thing. I say newer, it's probably about 20 years old. But that's getting into songwriting groups or songwriting teams my point I've made for quite a while. In fact, if you look up my videos on the business of making music, which are really hugely unpopular videos. I mean, I'm not getting a lot of dislikes. I'm just not getting a lot of views on them. But basically, I try to give away as many secrets as I can think of about the business and things I wish I knew at 25 that I didn't learn until I was in my late 40s. But one of the things is to collaborate. And that's, Beato makes this point a lot. He goes, so many people on a song. Well, it used to be like you would get in a room with a bunch of musicians and you would pay them to play on your demo or whatever, for a song demo for an artist, and maybe that demo would become the final or whatever. But there'd be a drummer and a bass player, maybe a couple guitar players, maybe a keyboard player, things like that. And you would pay them. Well, now nobody's getting paid for that stuff. They all come together and they all put their names on it, and that's why there's there could be 10 names on a song, because anybody who works on it is probably not getting it paid. They're all opting, and again, the California Department of Labor or whatever has a hissy fit about this kind of stuff, but they're all opting to work for free because there's a huge potential payoff that continues, and we all pay tax on that money, by the way. So don't think we don't pay taxes. I pay a lot of taxes, and I have to pay both sides of Social Security. So most people only pay 7.5%. I have to pay over 15% for self-employment tax, just for the privilege of being self-employed. But so what used to be a paid gig is now one of those things where you just go in a room and you add your bit and you get your 5%, your 10%, your 15, your 20, or whatever. And then the song gets, and oftentimes it may be 5 people involved at that point, but then it gets sent to a producer, and there's a producer team, and it's 2 people, and they put their names on it, and then there's an artist, and they put their name on it, and then maybe someone's coming in to rap on it, and they get their name on it, and pretty soon it gets diluted. Having one hit is probably not going to buy you a house. And when I say hit, like top 10, I've never had a hit. I've had songs with artists, but never anything has been a single. I was bummed when COVID happened. It really hurt the whole Changes record by Bieber. They were getting ready to tour, and that would have helped because they might have done my song. But Lyft had bought was going to buy the rights to use ETA, and which is a great partnership. And then COVID happened, and nobody was using Lyft or Uber or anything, so they decided not to use the song. And by the time COVID went away, that song was no longer relevant or current. So, it was a couple of years old by then. So that would have been nice. Now I did last week write my first jingle 2 weeks ago. I've played on just a few jingles. I really haven't done a lot of jingle work. Chicago's a big jingle town. Don't know how to post on Discord. Well, if you post it you send it to. I'll look it up on my Facebook later. Okay. I do eventually get to those posts, but I don't usually reply, and I can't turn off the auto replies. The auto reply ticks me off because it's like, I'll get right back to you on that or whatever, and it's like, I didn't say that. I don't know how to turn those off. So ignore those auto replies. Yeah, I'll check it out. Don't worry about it. Holly's got other things to do. So, but yeah. And a lot of times if somebody's, I've noticed that usually if there's an artist on like Instagram, for example, if you're on Instagram and you get an ad or a sponsored ad or sponsored whatever for some band or something, I don't really get them anymore. I was getting them for a while there. I was getting these, like people that just set up an iPhone and filming themselves pretending to play in front of a bar crowd, and you can tell it's an empty bar. They're just filming. It's kind of sad. And you click on their profile and they got like 2,000 followers, and it's like they're advertising to try to get followers, and they don't really have anything to bring to the table. So talk radio is a good place to get known. Have I been on talk radio? Not in a long time. I got interviewed a long time ago for something, but I can't remember what that was. It didn't generate any work, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I've done a couple forums and stuff where people, ask you questions or whatever. Wait, you're about to get married? Gonna make an honest man out of him? That's amazing, Holly. Where are you registered? All right. So let me drag in and do a different groove. Okay. So in other words, I will use grooves to inspire. I mean, ETA with Bieber was inspired by a hip hop beat. I throw that in there, and it just kind of gives me a vibe and a feel, and then I go from there. And same thing here. So let me go to this roots. I'm going to do another great drummer region. All right, and that was backwards. I'm going to stick with Mason here, okay? We're going to keep Mason as our drummer. Wait, where is that? No, I need that. All right. I don't remember how I got drummer. Oh, wait, is it this? No. Anyway, I don't know where. So, okay. So the next groove on here is called Country Line. Let's see what that sounds like. Now that's pretty funky for roots. Oh, I see. I'm go to Edgewood, see what that is like. I'm going to get rid of the swing. So we're going to not swing. Oh, okay, let's go to Kings Mountain. Let's see. Oh. Okay, that's pretty busy. Let me simplify it. Get a hi-hat. I can go double time. Kind of a similar groove to what we did before. Just listen to the kick. You hear the kick? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pull up. it's not. It's a very simple groove. So the kick is. Okay, it's 1, 2, and 4, 1 and. Kind of cool. I like it. It's minimal. Now on the XY thing, I'm kind of towards the middle. So if you were to go the quadrant, okay, I've taken a picture of this. Oh, you can see it right here. In fact, if you look at this one, it's kind of in the similar, right now where I have it, it's in a similar space. Okay, kind of in that upper left quadrant. So it's in the loud range, but in the simple range. So up and down is loud, soft, left and right is simple and busy. Okay, so this is... All right. So the thing I like about this groove is that we don't have a hit on the second downbeat. We have one, on the second one. We have one and then it's one and, which is kind of fun. I love delaying the chord change, and it's just delaying it in an eighth note. So it's kind of a fun, automatically sounds fun. Again, music is manipulation, and a lot of times, like I always say, you can take one chord, make people cry. One chord or one melody or whatever, but also a groove can totally make people feel a certain way. Obviously, all the different genres all have their own kind of, everything from death metal to disco. You've got different grooves that are kind of designed to inspire certain emotions, and to have the chord change kind of delay. And I could do this 2, 3, 4 D. I could change on every. What I'm doing is G to C, then E minor D. Kind of almost like free falling. If I go to D to maybe C to D. It could have gone just right, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and. So I could have. The drummer, a simpler version would have been to move that late note up 1/8 note, so that you have the late note up 1/8 note. I'm a poet. And then you would just have the same groove twice. But this one is more interesting because it kind of has that delay thing, but it makes you have to change faster. Go to eighth notes. You put the D note on the top of every one of those chords. Thank you, Bob. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I won't bug you. I'm only here on Mondays. Hoping to do some more videos. Maybe today I'm going to film a video. We'll see. Again, filming is easy. It's the editing that gets to be old. It bogs me down. The last 2 videos died in editing. The last 2 videos I shot. And one was very involved, and I was like, yeah, it's not as, I'm not sure how to do this video. It's a very complex video. I need help. All right. So yeah, that groove kind of is not bad. So I can change the hi-hat feel. Let's see what the oh, I can add percussion. Nah, I don't want to add percussion. Let's see. Now it's, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's subdividing. Can I mute them? Probably not. Oh wait, maybe if I go here. Yeah, I can do it there. So there's what the hi-hat's doing. So I clicked on a different pattern for the hi-hat and it's much busier. You can hear all those 16th notes there. 1 E end, a 2 E end, a 3 E end, a 4 E end, a 1 E end, a 2 E, well, 1 E end, a 2 E end, a 3 E end, a 4 E end, a 1 E end, a 2 E end, a 3. They're bringing back the kick. 4, 1. Bring back the snare. And I kind of like that. I'm gonna, let's see, is this, no, it's the wrong stand. It stands over here. Here we go. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna mute all the snares on 2, and we're gonna have a halftime feel. Kind of different, even simpler in some ways. Let's see what that sounds like. That would be called a halftime feel. So you're doing the snare on 4 instead of 2 and 4. You could also move the snare to 3, and that would also be a halftime feel. So check this out. Let's see if I can do that. Kind of cool. It's not bad. Go back to here. Back to the standard regular groove. Play that with me. G, C2, E minor, D. And that is a syncopated pattern. If I just did G, C, no, G, D. That's cool. That's free falling. So what I'm doing there is I'm just taking the root and the third instead of doing a power chord, which sounds totally fine and very stereotypical for rock genre. I'm using the root and the third, and because the 4 and the 5 are both major chords, I can just take this same shape. I love the sound of that. I almost prefer root and third to root and fifth. I kind of spend, you know, I'll do like. I don't know. I just like the way those sound to me. They sound a little bit more interesting, almost more like a harmony thing. Like when he harmonizes with himself and does major thirds or something like that. It's like, what the heck? You know, he's like, it's just like, what the heck? It's so weird sounding. Now, see, I'm changing diatonically, so it's not. I'm not going for the weird, just no matter what major third thing. But isn't that at some point he does something like that on Black Dog? Jimmy Page does. So, okay, let's do another groove. I'm just gonna click on a random one here. Let's see. Okay, the bottom one says step side. So let's see what that is. Okay, this fills. I'm gonna get rid of the fills. I'm gonna get rid of the swing. Let's see what it is. Whoa. Wow, that's a busy kick. So I may have to simplify this. Can I solo it? No. I can mute everything else. Here's the click. Da-da, da-da, bum. Wow, it's right. Ba-da, ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba, 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 ba-da. Oh, it's not here in that first one because it's anticipating. So let me quantize this one. Boop. There we go. It's pretty busy. All right, so what happens if I move this? Is all that automatically change? That's much simpler. I mean, I didn't move it that much, and that's got so much simpler. 1, 2, or 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Okay, so what would we do on that? 1, 3, 1. I mean, so maybe now the tempo's a little fast for 16th note picking. You could finger pick it maybe. That's not much of a groove. Just having a kick on 2 and 4 is not much of a groove. Let's get a new drummer. All right. Okay, we have one called Experimental Song. Change drummer, yes. Experimental Song. This guy's name is Graham, and he's wearing a button-up and a sweater and glasses, and he's got a goatee, kind of a Van Dyke or something. What is that called? A Van Dyke? All right. Well, and there's fills on. I haven't heard this. I'm just gonna take the fills out. This groove is called non-linear. Well, that already tells me we got issues. This one's gonna be funny. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, we're more in the funk range. All right, I'm changing drummers again. That's fine. I like that actually. Kind of like that. But right below him is one called Roots. No, wait, that's the one we did before. Roots Brush. Let's try, or we have 60 songwriter, but let's try Roots Brush. Change drummers again. Okay, get rid of fills. This looks like it's gonna be pretty busy. Oh, it's gonna be really busy. So I'm going to, yeah, do this. All right. Let's just try a simple, like a 1-4-5-4 thing. No, let's go, here we go. Let's do like, this kind of has a vibe that's kind of this the tonic chord is going to be more of a Mixolydian vibe. Okay, don't worry, there's no quiz on this. Everybody take a celebratory sip, no quiz. But what I'm going to play is E to A to D, A, right? So it's like, right? Or what I like about you. But something about this groove kind of makes me feel like that vibe. And so the reason it's called Mixolydian, all right, is this progression, E major, A, D, back to A, okay, that is technically in the key of A. We're in the key of A, but I wouldn't say we're in the key of A, because if you think you're in the key of A and you go, oh, I'll solo over it, I'll play some A blues licks, it's gonna sound awful. Oh, I'll play some A major diatonic, it's also gonna sound bad. What really sounds best over this progression are E blues licks. And also, if you in these scenarios, if you want to know what key you're in, technically, you can go, well, technically you're in A. Yes, that's true, A major. But what chord do you want to end on? Like if you're doing this, you don't want to end on A. It wants to end on E. Right? So that we're in E. It's just you have to change E to, instead of being E major, get rid of that D sharp and put a D in there to accommodate this D chord, and we're golden. Right? So you could technically play like G Mixolydian licks over this. You could totally play E Mixolydian licks over that, but also often E blues works best over that kind of progression. All right. So then what do we? What drum pro? Okay. So what I'm using is Michael. It comes with all Apple products, even an iPhone. It's called Drummer. It's on your iPhone. It would be in GarageBand. GarageBand has it. Hey, morning, Brian. I'm using Logic, which is, is a phenomenal, unbelievably deep program that a lot of professionals use. It's only $199, which is pretty stinking cheap. Too cheap, in my opinion, because I'm like, well, that's going to get too many people. It used to be $499. It used to be $500. I didn't have a problem paying for that. I mean, you try to get a Pro Tools rig and you're going to be out tens of thousands of dollars. But Logic, a lot of people use Logic. So it really is a workhorse, and I've got a lot of plugins for it. Hopefully they'll keep it up and running. I won't have to in my dotage learn a new software program, but we'll see. You never know. Okay, so this groove to me kind of reminded me of, and so it's, this drum set is the Blue Ridge. There's a little brush in there. You know what? Let's add some fills. So I'm changing on 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But I'm doing the ghosting thing that guitar players do all the time. It kind of drives some people crazy. And it is, the thing is, a piano, you can play a chord. Let's see. So, I can play. And the chord's still ringing out. I got the pedal down. Right? It's just ringing out. And then as soon as I hit the next chord, I lift the pedal up so the notes don't ring out into the next chord. Well, it's super easy on piano. Even a cat can play piano. but on guitar, it's like we have to build the chord. And so oftentimes what we do, we get in the habit of doing this and a 1, 2, and a 3, 4, and a 1, 2, and a 3. That and a is our little like cheat code that gets us to the next chord without having anything kind of ring out funny or sound like you're hesitating. Now, it's been done since guitar was created, since rock and roll history, and everybody's kind of used to hearing it. But sometimes I'll get a composer say, now why are you not changing right on the down? I'm like, well, I don't have a sustain pedal. Guitars don't come with sustain pedals. Now I can change quick, but that little hiccup or that little thing is usually baked into your playing when you're a beginner and you're struggling to change. But that, and so this tempo's slower. And sometimes I'll really try hard not to do it because I like the way it sounds. But see, there is on the kick on this is sometimes a ghost on the 60th. You hear it? Oh. Every now and then there's a ghost on the 16th note, so that means 16th notes are okie dokie. The drummer's telling you it's okay. Also, there's 16th notes all over the place in this drum pattern. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a. The hi-hat's doing it, the toms fills, even the snare fills. So, see, so it's okay to add those 16. And I'm hitting a little stronger on the 2 and 4. I could not do that. I could go, but that's even worse though. That's even louder. It's hard not to accent the 2 and 4, to be honest. I can't do it. And I'm a pro. You can practice trying to do real even 8 those. With no accent. Like a robot. By myself, I might do something like that to kind of be the drummer, right? Gives you a little bit of a backbeat feel, drummer feel, even if you're by yourself. If I'm playing with a drummer, I might not do that because where I put that backbeat might not quite line up with where he is. So you might get this this little flam sound. That's what it's called, flam, when drummers do like a hit, like a really quick hit right before the downbeat. Kind of that vibe. That's called a flam, I believe, in drummer lingo. Logic bass notes distorting. Oh, okay. Kick drum is too loud. Yeah, I'll turn down the kick. Let's see, where is this? Piano, drum, okay, let me turn down your kick drum. I feel like that snare's. I'm going to go a little bit more in the drum, kick drum. Okay, let me go to the snare and do the Is that better? The kick is not dampened. Let me dampen a little bit too. You can hear all those toms now. Yeah, what's going on? Hey, Lena, what's going on? Long time no see. So yeah, like I said, it's much more fun to play with a drum loop than it is to play with a click. I mean, I could play with a click. But if I heard only that, I'd have to have an idea before I started, because I wouldn't come up with it. Based off of a click. I mean, I might, but more likely, if I'm just using only click, it's because I already have an idea. I'm trying to work it up, and so I want to click, and I might put it on eighth note clicks or something like that, so I have a little bit more of a breakdown. But yeah, Brian, totally, and I'm with you. I don't have notifications turned on for YouTube. So, because I don't want notifications turned on my phone for anything except text and email. I don't even know if someone's calling. I always tell people, if you're going to call me or let me know, it's kind of like the old pager thing. Just text me and then I'll call you. But it's difficult because I do not want to get caught in the middle of a recording and have my phone go off. So everything's muted. So, yeah, it's good to see you, Lena. How have you been? Missing us all. Well, that's good. I just want to say hi to everyone. Well, that's awesome. Lena's been around for a while. Lena's a good piano player. And Lena, you teach, right? You teach piano. I feel ashamed that I was playing piano here a second ago. I have awful technique. I just don't practice. I do play a lot of piano. It's funny because it's like I'll get like a little riff down and I'll play it like, and then quantize it or something and move a couple notes around. Like I could take like this. So awful. Time is awful there, right? So I go there and I take this lick and I go, okay, highlight all, hit quantize. Now it's a machine. But let's say I don't want to play those notes. Well, then I can go. I can change the notes and make it anything. Let's see. Okay, those two notes didn't line up. All right, there we go. And then maybe go here, go. And there's my little melodic idea or whatever. So I can play it in so I get the notes on there fast. I don't have to type them in individually. And then I just manipulate them how I want. But that's, yeah. Teaching singing and playing using piano. Nice. Oh, Roland Phantom 08, which is pretty complex for me. I'm taking classes from Roland. Oh, smart. Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of YouTube videos on it too. The technology stuff is so deep now. I mean, like I said, I've been using Logic for I don't know how long. It was Digital Performer before, and then I got tired of like Digital Performer not working when I updated my computer because they would lag. But Logic always was already updated when they updated, this operating system. Although I'm getting pretty far behind on my operating systems here on this computer. I should probably update, but it makes me very nervous because I want everything to work. I hate it when I go back and open up a session and plugins don't work because they're not compatible or something. It's like, oh my gosh, what a pain. But Logic, like for the price, you can't beat it. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I used to teach clinics for Roland back in the '90s for their guitar synthesizer, which Alex has now. Let's see. You said the Roland Phantom '08. I see it. Oh yeah, it's got quite a bit going on there, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like you got a mixer there, so you could actually control a computer with all the, and you got drum pads over here. So it's pretty. It's kind of like multiple things in one. Plus, I'm sure you got all sorts of synthesis options where you can control. Sorry, I'll get rid of that bright page. You can control a lot of things. Good evening, Dennis from Austria. What? You're in Austria? Are you seeing music? Are you at a festival? I didn't realize this, but Joe Satriani taught. I just saw that was Kirk Hammett for like a year. Like Kirk Hammett took guitar lessons like 2 a week from Joe Satriani. I'm like, dang it. So he taught, did Satriani teach Vi? I know he taught Vi and Kirk Hammett. Who else did he teach? It's crazy. Let me see. It probably has a Wikipedia page. Well, I know he has a Wikipedia page. He probably, in New York. Okay. His students include Kirk Hammett of Metallica, Dave Bryson from the Counting Crows, Kevin Cody, Third Eye Blind, Larry Lalonde of Primus, Alex Skolnick of Testament. That's amazing. That's just crazy. And Charlie Hunter. Wow. David Turin. Huh. That's amazing. But he didn't teach Vi. So Vi, yeah, but Vi was kind of in that area. He toured with them. I met Yngwie Malmsteen like the week he moved to California, to the U.S. Fresh off the boat. It was pretty funny. He was still jet lagged, and we show up at his house at like noon, and he had just woken up, and he comes out in a kimono and his underwear, and that's it, out into the driveway. And he didn't look Scandinavian at all to me. I don't know what he looked like, but he had, big bushy hair like he still does. His hair hasn't changed at all. Let's see. Oh, are you saying what you're doing while you're... Good evening from Austria. Holiday. Nice. Close to your cousin. Nice. Yes, that's right. We need to see photos. Speaking of, I should pull up Discord just to see if there are any questions there. I mean, Bruce, I think you probably would have let me know, but let me pull it up just in case. General chit chat announcement follows a guitar. Nope. General chit chat. Oh, yeah. And there's Gary. Nice. I'll check that out. I see you there, Gary. Um, oh, Gary Schultz. Different Gary. Um, yeah, no, it looks like Lena. It looks like a really good keyboard. It looks like it gives you lots of options and then so it probably integrates really really well with a digital audio workstation. So if you had Logic, I know this one does. I have the Contact Complete, um, and I can change things on my screen from the keyboard, which is kind of nice, and I can enter MIDI data. I can record MIDI data from the keyboard, which is really really handy. But like yeah, it's got that 16 pad thing, the 4x4 quadrant up there, where you can kick, snare, hi hat, toms, all that stuff are in there. You can program that, which is fun. You can start working on your drum grooves. So, hey Pepper, what's going on? It's a great lesson, really? Oh, you just came home from your guitar lesson and it was a great lesson. Or is this a great lesson? I don't know. Have we done much? Have we done enough? Let me get rid of this piano. Okay, so this Blue Ridge. Oh. Oh, I see. There we go. Oh, so this guy's name is Austin, by the way. He's also got a beard, and he's wearing a flannel like me. Doesn't really have glasses, though. No face. No eyes, no mouth. Kind of the, no mouth. The perfect drummer. What else do we have? We have another one. Pop Brush. So this is Roots Brush. Let's look at 60s songwriter. Change drummer. Yeah, let's see what we get. This is going to be more of like... that's really loud. So let's just turn it down over. Well, so that's going to be like a 50s thing. Pick. Get rid of the... It's a little bit on the slow side, right? Like if I were to do a 50s vibe, we would go G, E minor, C, D. So that's what this... Yeah, that one's. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of fun. That's not a bad vibe. So his name is Parker. No beard. He kind of looks a little bit like a teddy boy. Got kind of messy hair like me, and then looks like he's got his collar up on a black shirt or something. So he's a bit of a teddy boy. This groove is called Mercy Tunnel. Well, there you go. Yes, I have done that with Dollar Bill. I just did it with I just did it on a game score where I actually did both paper and string in the guitar to create kind of a drum sound, a very percussive sound. Played a lot, probably 50 different melodies with that combination. Yeah, it's an interesting sound. We got some cool sounds. And then, so I basically played it with a kind of a regular guitar, weird guitar, but regular, and then doubled the melody with that so he could have both sounds and kind of mash them together. And ended up kind of sounding like a broken toy, which is what he was going for. What was I going to say? Something made me think of something I can't remember. Joseph, you took me off my so the 50. Oh, I know. I was going to tell you. So the new Pete Yorn record. I don't know if you know who Pete Yorn is out, and I'm on 3 of the tracks. Check it out. Pete Yorn, The Hard Way. I think you'll like it. Hard Way. He's a really good artist. The songs I'm on, I can't remember. I've got them here somewhere. And Alex and I are on a song together, which is fun. Alex got brought in on the record as well. So Pete Yorn had a pretty big hit back in about 2000, 2001 on alternative radio. He's kind of like, I would say he's acoustic alternative. So kind of, and a singer-songwriter, totally singer-songwriter, pretty much writes all his own material. So check that out and put it in your playlist, listen to it, help Pete out. And then also, if you're in Europe and stuff, every time you listen, I probably make a millionth of a penny or something. Yeah, I got to make sure that Wixon, who is my representative in Europe. Oh gosh, I got to email these other people too. And try to do. I got to get some. It's in neighboring rights organizations I'm working with. I'm trying to, there's my music makes money, and a lot of it doesn't get collected unless I let them know who I am. So, music I wrote. Records that I played on, movies I played on, all that stuff finds me, but sometimes it doesn't. And so a friend of mine recommended this company called Wixon in London, and I signed up with them, and I haven't really seen anything yet. I think I put my check threshold at $100, and I think I've had 6 quarters so far, a year and a half, and I haven't gotten to 100 yet. But the friend of mine, he said he did it, and it was a few quarters without any money, and then he got like a $30,000 check from them because they found a bunch of money from some stuff that he played on. He plays this guy's a trumpet player. He's played on a lot of records. He plays in a lot of movies. He's one of the top calls in town. So I'm not going to be getting any $30,000 checks, but if I get a $300 check, I'll take it. I'll cash it. Great. Oh, on YouTube Music. That's what I kind of try to remember. I played on 4 songs, but I'm not sure which ones I got on. Let's see, 4 of the 5. Let's see, where's that? Boy, it's amazing how far. Golly, it's all the way down there. That's amazing. I'm just noticing like the folders. Like last time I worked with this producer, I thought, I just did this record, and it was like. I have my folders sorted by date so that the most recent people I'm working for are on the top because that's who I got to open files and stuff and work on. And sure enough, this one was like 30 folders down. I'm like, I haven't worked for 30 people since the Pete Yorn record. Is that right? Okay, I'm not on Hardway, I don't think, because I think that maybe I'm on Hardway. All Right, Golden Dream, and Don't Keep Me Waiting. Those are the 4 that I have here, but I think I'm only on 3, so I'm not sure which one I didn't get on. They don't have the Wikipedia up yet for this album, so once they do, it might be a little bit more obvious which tracks I'm on. I don't know if the record has credits yet up on Discogs or on allmusic.com. That's kind of, I try to keep that updated. In fact, there's a lady that I played with that I did some electric guitars for, and what was that? Yvette something. That was for Pablo. Where is that session? Dang. I mean, I know. I just have to sort alphabetically. Pablo, where are you? There you are. Yeah, a song called Boom Boom Boom. I don't necessarily recommend. No. Okay. Yeah, so I'll try to find. I don't see the artist name. I'll find the artist, but that one's not one you're going to want to listen to. It was more like Latin disco kind of vibes. Okay. No worries, Bob. Take off. Go do your thing. Oh, okay. Bang, bang. Oh, Maxwell's Yellow Submarine or Maxwell's Silver Hammer? Maxwell's Silver Hammer. That's the name of the song. You return bottles for small change. I turn bottles in and the bottleneck slides. No. I wouldn't want to cut my hand. I do have somewhere. I have a slide that's is literally a bottleneck. You know this? Oh, I haven't even tried this one. So this I bought this one, but I haven't used it. Moonshine slides. I bought it because it's ceramic. So I thought, oh, I wonder what ceramic sounds like. So I don't. This guitar's not really set up for let's see. I'm in standard. Yeah, my action's too low for this to really work. It's pretty heavy. It's going to create problems. I'll keep this out. I'll mess with it later. On electric, I'm probably not going to hear a whole lot of difference, but on acoustic, the difference between a metal and glass and ceramic is probably going to be somewhat noticeable. I should probably get an acoustic guitar that I kind of set up. I mean, I've got, do I have the lifter on? Yeah, I do have the lifter on the dobro right now because I was doing some dobro stuff for, what was I doing that for? Oh, for that jingle that I worked on. We'll see. The Jingle House, which is who I told you about this story last week about working out with Jasper on that Olive Garden thing, and the president, the CEO of Olive Garden said, "Oh, did you not get that, Michael? It's drummer in Logic Pro." And I was saying how, you know, I did so many variations, and the CEO ultimately said, "It's just a piece of chicken." So the composer I was working for, we were like laughing about it later, but it was like he did all this work and all these revisions, and only to get the ultimate feedback. Well, it's just a piece of chicken. So they didn't go with his music. The music I did for this commercial, and I don't want to say any more than this, is the Jingle House. They thought it was great, and they did an edit because I tried to kind of hit a certain moment with a certain openness. Like it started out kind of muted and then opened up at a certain point, which is not unusual for a commercial because they'll talk a lot at the front, and then maybe they go to a scene or something at the last 10 seconds, and that's kind of what happened. And so I opened it up for the last bit of the commercial. But they said I was either late or early. It's funny because he said in two texts, he said both the same thing. But he said, I did an edit, it works perfect. So that tells me they sent it. Then, so it goes from the Jingle House to the ad agency. The ad agency, they drop it in. If they like it, then they send it to the marketing department of the company. And then the marketing department of the company goes yes or no. Or sometimes, in some cases, maybe the CEO sees it, but that's not normal. I can't imagine that the CEOs spend time looking at, well, maybe they do. If it's a new product launch or something, yeah, the CEO is probably going to have a hands on it. But if he trusts his marketing department, he may not have to. So, boom, boom. It's different. Boom, boom, boom. Totally different. Let's see. So let's see, switching picks because I went from country to disco, or heavy metal to disco. Yeah, so this is, that's very 50s. It's called 60s songwriter. So. yeah, that definitely inspires that. Okay, let's click on a different group, see what we get. All right, so this is drummer. Let's see, the next. Okay, we've got backbeat. What's that say? Chelsea Boots. Okay, let's see what that is. I'm going to get rid of the fills. Could be kind of busy. We'll see. Oh, okay. Okay, hear that snare. So the snare hits on 2 and the and of 3. And then a little extra ones in there. So that kind of tells you something. Same progression, G to E minor. I could change on the chord. Nope. 3, 4, 1. So I'm changing on the and of 3. Not bad. I don't know. There's one called Mop Top, so that's it's like a double time. No. Reel to reel. Yeah, so this is not bad. I mean, the drum's kind of a dead drum set, which I kind of like. I like a dead kick. I don't like too bright of a kick. Back in the 80s, I loved the bright kick. Now I don't. This just wants to be like a driving eighth. Hear the hi-hat. The hi-hat's almost all just eighth notes. I don't know if there's any subdivisions at all in there. Let me listen. Let me check it out. Nope. It's all eighth notes. Let me get rid of the kick and snare. With the click. Slight accent on 2 and 4. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah. Put the kick back in. So start at the top. 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 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 1, 2, 3, 4. So fairly simple. The snare is just 2 and 4. No, the snare, yeah, it's just 2 and 4. And that's the beauty of like having a program like this. You can mute the different instruments, and it allows you to kind of go, oh, roof is on fire. Is that what it makes you think of? Yeah, let the good times roll. Is that what that makes you think of? Come on, baby. Let's see. Yeah, blues simple verse. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I think I may try to do a lesson today. Try to do a video today. Let's see if I can keep it simple. I'm gonna do an intro, and I lose a lot of people in the intro, so I have to try to make it succinct. And then it's an exercise video, so it's good. So I'm gonna be up, down, up. No, it's for left hand finger independence, so we'll see. I've got an idea. I told you about it before. It's a kind of a musical idea, and so it's kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're getting some dexterity workout, as well as you're learning a little bit about music theory and getting some voicings that maybe you can use. There's my intro right there. Now I need to go back and watch this, or just cut it out of this one, put it in that one. Because I know I'll be like, oh no, I didn't say that right. I have to do it again, do it again, do it again. I do this thing when I'm recording videos, because you know, instead of reaching around and hitting turn off and turn it back on, I'll do this, right? Because I'm like, okay, start again. You know, it's like having the board, what's that, the slapper board that they do in the movies. And it's kind of my way of going like that. And I scroll through the video and find the last one of those. And then I know, okay, that's the one that's the keeper. It's just, and then I just get rid of everything else. But yeah, so I do that a lot because when I'm making these videos. So we'll see. I'll try to, you know, but on the positive side, I've already done all the graphics. Because the graphics are sometimes something I can do when I'm listening to music or I'm watching something or whatever. I can sit there and kind of create the graphics for it. So I already have the graphics for this video if I can just do it. And then if I get, you know, if I get a few thousand views, well, we'll see. My exercise videos tend to do okay, some of them. And it's been so long since I've done a video, we'll see. And then I did say something about maybe, thanks to Holly, I think I may have a title for it. But, you know, 10 things that happened that may help make my professional career or something. I don't know. Holly said it better than I did. So I copy and pasted it and sent it to myself, I think. I think I have it somewhere, Holly. So it's somewhere around here. I sent it to myself. I know that. So I appreciate your talent, your video naming chops. Yeah, you forget what you said. Yeah. Oh, well, let's see if I can find it. What was it? It was a text to myself, so I have to go scrolling through my. That's what I'll do if I want to remember something. I'll text it to myself. Here it is. All right. 10 choices that made the biggest impact on my career in music. It's not bad. It's a lot of words, but it's got the 10 in there. That's not too long. I think I can have up to 100 characters in the title here of the video. Anyway, what did we get here? What was our peak? 28. Not bad. We're kind of dwindled off there for some reason, but I think sometimes it just doesn't see you. Concurrent viewers, chat rate. Oh, interesting. Okay. Views. All right. So we're at 220 views. That's interesting. So I'm wondering if a lot of people log in and go, nope, don't want to see this guy. He's too happy. It's too early in the morning. That is a good method. I clapped. Yeah, it's a left-hand finger exercise, but it's using chords, so it will, you know, help you in that. So it will be potentially something you could use depending on your genre. Anyway, so that's kind of on my agenda for today. I do have something I have to finish today before Beth gets home from work, but. Yeah, we should be good. What else? Let's see. What is this? Mixed to 10. I remember what that. Oh, that's okay. All right. So we'll what time is it? Yeah, we'll see you next Monday, I think. But we'll play by ear. I'll let you know. I'll let Bruce know if I'm not going to be there, or I'll say something on Discord. And then Joseph, I'll check out that Facebook post if you posted the name of those songwriters, and I'll check that out. And maybe I've heard of some of their songs. I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of music. It's funny because that's what I do all day long. I don't really have time. And a lot of times when I'm writing, I try not to listen to too much music because I don't want to accidentally steal something, especially if I'm writing pop stuff. I like to try to come up with completely original ideas as much as anyone can do that. But yeah, Lena, so great to see you again. Brian, you too. Hopefully you can remember. Yeah, you could see using a drum beat and start picking notes. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm not if and here's another trick for writing is plug in if you're doing acoustic, turn off the speakers, put on the headphones, turn on the microphone, and then create a loop that's literally 30 minutes long, a drum loop or something you can play to, and just go. And just go and go and go and keep noodling until you stumble on something. And you can sit down and go, okay, well, that's a cool idea. Let me develop that. Let me try that again and try it again and try it again. Okay, where does it want to go? You can even talk to yourself on the, ooh, I really like that. And then when you look at the file, you can see the voice versus the guitar, and you can say, oh, okay, this is where I need to go. It's like that kind of stuff I do all the time. And that's where I come up with a lot of my ideas is just kind of getting some kind of inspiration, a drum thing, and then just kind of building on that. I might do a keyboard. If I already know the harmony, I might do a keyboard pad or something where I'm playing like a G to a C to an E minor or something thing. And I'm like, okay, how can I play through that to make it interesting? If I'm going electric, I can just do it in the room. I don't need to have the headphones on. I can just do it to speakers, unless I have neighbors that are going to be bothered by it, or you don't want them to hear what you're doing. If your neighbors are songwriters and you don't want them to hear you. But yeah, so you can totally start just riffing on it and see what you come up with. Like this groove here. I might, instead of chords, I might want to try to come up with a guitar riff. That's the kind of the groove of that, right? And who knows how that song was written? He probably was messing around on that lick, but it might have been the drummer was jamming and he just started jamming along and they came up with the riff. I don't know, but I'm sure there's a story about it. But I might. You can come up, and if you're recording it, then if you do it, you're like, wait, what did I just do? Oh, shoot, go back and listen to it. Or like I said, mark it with a voice note right there on the track. So anyway, and that, I don't know how many of you actually, I know Gary likes to write. I know a lot of you like to write. And so writing is therapy. And doesn't mean you have to have a record to put it on or a TV show to put it on like I do. You could just write for the sheer enjoyment of it, which I did for decades. I wrote just for me mostly, and Beth and I would perform the song sometimes. But yeah, it's always good. So, Osuno for songwriting. Yeah. It's so much fun. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. I haven't tried it, but I've seen it. So, and Sheila Gonzalez just... Yeah, she just texted me. I sent her a picture. Yeah. All right, I better get going. I've got to do some work, and I will talk to you later. Hopefully, maybe we'll have a new video up by the end of the week. Let's hope. Try it. All right. Talk to you guys later. God bless you. Bye-bye.